I married into wealth and power, and it nearly destroyed me. My wife was 6 feet tall, big-boned, and came from one of the richest families in Lagos. For 2 years, she beat me, humiliated me, and dared me to fight back. "Touch me, and my father will bury you," she'd say while slapping my face. On our anniversary, she threw a hot pressing iron at my head because I came home late from work. I still have the scar. I stayed silent because I'm Igbo, and Igbo men don't admit their wives beat them. But the night she picked up a kitchen knife and told me she'd stab me if I tried to leave, something inside me broke. What happened next changed everything. But before I tell you how I finally stood up to my abuser and what happened when her powerful family found out, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and comment where you're watching from. I want to know how far this story reaches. Now settle in, because this one is heavy, it's real, and it needs to be told.
My name was Chidi Okafor, and I used to think marrying Adaeze Okoli was the best thing that ever happened to me. I was wrong. I met Adaeze at a business conference in Abuja. I was a mid-level accountant at a small firm. She was the daughter of Chief Okoli, owner of Okoli Industries, real estate, oil, construction, the works. The man's net worth was in billions. Adaeze was different from the girls I knew. She was 6 feet tall, big-boned, confident, and carried herself like she owned every room she walked into. And in a way, she did. Her family's money made sure of that. When she approached me at the conference after my presentation on tax optimization, I was shocked. Women like her didn't talk to men like me. "You're brilliant," she said, her voice smooth and commanding. "My father needs someone like you." That's how it started. She introduced me to her father. Chief Okoli hired me as his personal accountant. The pay was triple what I made before. Suddenly, I was driving a better car, living in a better apartment, sending more money home to my mother in Enugu. And Adaeze? She pursued me relentlessly. Lunch meetings that turned into dinners, business trips that felt like dates. 6 months later, she proposed to me. Yes, she proposed to me. "Chidi, I don't wait for things I want," she said, sliding a Rolex across the table at our favorite restaurant. "I'm choosing you. Marry me." I should have seen it then. The control, the dominance. But I was dazzled by the money, the status, the idea that a woman from such a powerful family wanted me. We married 3 months later. Huge wedding. The governor attended. My family was overwhelmed. My mother cried tears of joy, thanking God that her son had married well. Only if she knew what married well would cost me. The abuse didn't start immediately. For the first 3 months, Adaeze was perfect. Attentive, generous, proud to show me off to her family and friends. But slowly, things changed. It started with words. Small criticisms that felt like paper cuts. "Why are you wearing that shirt? You look like a houseboy." "Can you speak up? You sound like a mouse." "My ex-boyfriend was more confident than you." I brushed it off. Every marriage has adjustments, I told myself. Then came the first physical incident. We were at her parents' house for Sunday lunch. I made a joke that didn't land well with her father. Nothing serious, just awkward. But on the drive home, Adaeze was silent, fuming. When we got home, she exploded. "You embarrassed me," she screamed. "Ada, it was just a joke." She slapped me hard across the face. My cheek burned. "Don't you ever make me look stupid in front of my family again," she hissed, while slapping my face. Night, the abuse became a routine. Adaeze had a temper, and I became her punching bag, literally. Incident 1, the dinner party. We hosted a dinner party for her business associates. I spent the whole day cooking, jollof rice, pepper soup, everything perfect. One of her guests complimented the food. "Chidi cooked all of this," I said, proudly. Wrong move. After everyone left, Adaeze cornered me in the kitchen. So now you're trying to impress my friends, make me look like I can't cook? Ada, I was just... She shoved me hard against the refrigerator. My back hit the handle. Pain shot through my spine. You're here to support me, not show off, she said, her finger jabbing my chest. Incident 2. The pressing iron. Our first anniversary. I was working late, trying to close a major deal for her father's company. I texted her I'd be home by 10 p.m. I arrived at 10:15. She was waiting in the living room, the pressing iron plugged in, heating. You're late, she said, her voice eerily calm. Ada, I'm sorry, the meeting ran... She picked up the iron and threw it at me. I ducked. It missed my head by inches and smashed against the wall, leaving a burn mark. Next time I won't miss, she said. I stared at the iron on the floor, cord still attached, steam rising. She had just tried to burn me, my own wife. Incident 3. The family gathering. At her cousin's wedding, I was talking to Adaeze's younger sister, Chidinma, about her university applications. Just normal conversation, helpful older brother-in-law advice. Adaeze saw us laughing and assumed the worst. That night, back home, she accused me of flirting with her sister. Are you mad? I asked, genuinely confused. She punched me in the stomach. I doubled over, gasping. Think I'm stupid? I saw how you looked at her. Ada, she's your sister. I was just... Another punch, this time to my ribs. Every man in my life disappoints me. I thought you were different. The worst part wasn't the hitting. It was what she'd say after. If you ever hit me back, I will destroy you, she'd whisper, her face close to mine. My father knows the commissioner of police, the judges, everyone. One phone call and you'll be in Kurikuri. Who will they believe? The daughter of Chief Okoli or you, a nobody from Enugu? She was right, and she knew it. Her family's power was absolute. I had seen Chief Okoli make phone calls that ended careers, destroyed businesses, made people disappear from Lagos society. And Adaeze wasn't just wealthy, she was physically imposing. At 6 feet and solidly built, she was bigger than me. And when she hit me, it hurt, really hurt. My friends didn't believe me when I tried to hint at what was happening. Guy, you done marry Sugar Mummy, they'd laugh. You done hammer. If only they knew that the hammer came with bruises I hid under long sleeves. My mother called one day, cheerful as always. My son, how is your wife? Are you treating her well? Yes, Mama, I lied. Everything is fine. How could I tell her? How could I tell anyone? In our culture, men don't get abused by their wives. It's not just shameful, it's unthinkable. So I suffered in silence, counting the days, trying to be perfect enough that maybe she'd stop. But there was never perfect enough for Adaeze. After the pressing iron incident, something inside me shifted. Not anger yet, just clarity. I realized this wouldn't stop. She would keep hurting me, and eventually she might seriously injure me, or worse. I needed protection, evidence. I hired a technician who specialized in home security. I told him I wanted cameras for when we traveled, to monitor the house. He installed 4 hidden cameras, one in the living room, one in the kitchen, one in the hallway, and one in the bedroom. Only I had access to the cloud storage. Adaeze knew nothing about them. For 3 months, those cameras recorded everything. Her screaming at me for forgetting to buy her favorite wine, her throwing plates at me during arguments, her shoving me against walls, slapping my face, punching my chest. I didn't know what I'd do with the footage. I just knew I needed it. Insurance. Proof that I wasn't crazy, that this was really happening. It was a Tuesday evening. I came home from work exhausted. Her father's company was preparing for an audit, and I'd been working 12-hour days. Adaeze was in the kitchen, cooking. Unusual, since she rarely cooked. I should have known something was wrong. Ada, good evening, I said, loosening my tie. She didn't respond. "Should I help with anything?" I asked, trying to be helpful. "Where were you?" Her voice was cold. "At work. You know there's an audit." "Liar." I froze. "What?" She turned to face me, knife in hand. She'd been chopping vegetables. "My friend Ngozi saw you at ShopRite with a woman." My stomach dropped. Ngozi, one of Ada Eze's busybody friends, who saw conspiracy in everything. "Ada, that was Chioma from the accounting department. We were buying supplies for the office. There were 3 of us." "Don't lie to me," she screamed, slamming the knife on the counter. "I'm not lying. Check my phone. Call Chioma. Call anyone from the office." She moved towards me fast. I backed up into the living room. "Think I'm stupid? Think I don't know you're tired of me? That you want someone else?" "Ada, this is insane. I'm not—" She shoved me. I stumbled backward, hitting the couch. "I gave you everything," she screamed. "A job, money, status, and this is how you repay me? I haven't done anything wrong."
I shouted back, my own frustration finally boiling over. "I'm tired, Ada. I'm tired of being accused. I'm tired of being hit. I'm tired of walking on eggshells in my own home." Wrong thing to say. Her face twisted with rage. She picked up a glass vase from the side table and threw it at me. I ducked. It shattered against the wall behind me. "You're tired?" she mocked. "You're tired? You ungrateful bastard." She grabbed a lamp next, threw it. I blocked it with my arm. Pain shot through my elbow. "Ada, stop, please!" But she was beyond reason. She stormed into the kitchen. I heard drawers opening. My heart raced. She came back holding the knife she'd been using to chop vegetables. "If you try to leave this house," she said, her voice eerily calm now, "I will stab you." Time seemed to slow down. I stared at the knife in her hand, at her face twisted with something between rage and madness, at the cameras I knew were recording every second. "Put the knife down, Ada," I said quietly, my voice shaking. "Or what?" She stepped closer. "You'll hit me? Go ahead, try it. Give me a reason to call my father. Give me a reason to have you arrested." She was right in front of me now, so close I could see the veins in her neck, the sweat on her forehead. "You're nothing without me," she hissed. "Nothing." Then she slapped me, hard, with her free hand, the knife still clutched in the other. My cheek exploded with pain. My ear rang. I tasted blood where my tooth cut the inside of my mouth. And something inside me broke. Not snapped, not exploded, just broke. Like a rope that had been fraying for 2 years finally giving way. I thought about my mother, who raised me to respect women. I thought about my father, who died when I was 12, who taught me that real men never hit women. I thought about every sermon I'd heard about patience, about turning the other cheek, about enduring hardship. But I also thought about the pressing iron, the bruises, the constant fear, the nights I couldn't sleep because I didn't know what would set her off the next day. And I realized something. I am a man, not a punching bag, not a slave, not someone who deserves to live in fear in his own home. I caught her wrist as she raised her hand to slap me again. "No," I said firmly. Her eyes widened in shock. I'd never stopped her before. "Let go of me," she demanded. "Drop the knife first." I said let go. She tried to pull away, but I held firm. Then she did something I'll never forget. She smiled, a cold, calculated smile. "You just assaulted me," she said softly. "You grabbed me. That's assault. I have witnesses." "What witnesses?" I asked, my voice steadier than I felt. "I'll call them. My family, the police. You just attacked me, Chidi." She was right in front of me now, so close I could see the veins in her neck, the sweat on her forehead. "You're nothing without me," she hissed. "Nothing." "Drop the knife," I said again. Instead, she tried to hit me again with her free hand. I blocked it. And then, God forgive me, I pushed her. Not hard, just enough to create distance between us and that knife. She stumbled backward, dropped the knife, and fell.
Her size worked against her. She landed hard on the tiled floor. For a moment, we both just stared at each other. Her on the floor, shocked that I'd actually defended myself. Me standing over her, breathing hard, my hands still shaking. Ada Zay's shock lasted about 5 seconds. Then rage returned. She scrambled for her phone on the coffee table. "You're finished," she spat, dialing. "You just assaulted me in my own house. My father will—" "Will what?" I asked quietly. "Believe you?" She paused, phone to her ear. "Everyone will believe me. I'm Ada Zay Okoli. Who are you?" I walked to the TV stand and pulled out my laptop. Opened it. The screen glowed. "What are you doing?" she asked, suspicious now. I didn't answer. I just turned the laptop to face her. On the screen, crystal clear footage of the last 30 minutes. Her throwing the vase, the lamp, threatening me with a knife, slapping me, everything. Her face went pale. "That's not," she started. I clicked to another folder. "This is from 2 months ago. You threw a plate at my head." Click. "This is from last month. You punched me in the ribs at 2 a.m. because I was snoring." Click. "This is 3 weeks ago. You shoved me down the stairs because I forgot to buy orange juice." Her phone was still in her hand, but she'd stopped dialing. "I have 3 months of footage, Ada," I said quietly. "Cameras you don't know about. In the living room, the kitchen, the bedroom, everything." She stared at the screen, then at me, then back to the screen. "You were recording me?" she whispered. "I was recording us. Every fight, every insult, every time you hit me, every time you threatened me with your family's power." I watched her face change, shock, disbelief, then something I'd never seen before, fear. "You can call your father," I continued. "You can call the police. You can tell them I assaulted you, and then I'll show them this. All of it. 3 months of you abusing me, threatening me, attacking me with weapons." "They won't believe you," she said, but her voice was small now, uncertain. "Maybe not, but this isn't just my word against yours anymore. This is evidence, video evidence, with dates, with timestamps, with audio." I sat down on the couch, suddenly exhausted. "I don't want to destroy you, Ada. I don't want revenge. I just want to be free. I want a divorce, a quiet one. You can tell your family whatever you want, that you left me, that I wasn't good enough, whatever. I don't care. But I'm done being your punching bag." She stood up slowly, still holding her phone. "My father will sue you. He'll take everything." "I have nothing, Ada, remember? I'm nothing without you. You made sure I knew that every day. So what will he take? My dignity? You already tried that." Silence filled the room. On the laptop screen, the footage kept playing. Her voice, crystal clear. "If you try to leave this house, I will stab you." Ada Zay looked at the screen, then at me, then back to the screen. She started, then stopped. For a moment, just a brief moment, I thought I saw something like regret in her eyes, but it passed quickly. She picked up her car keys from the table. "I'm going to my parents' house." "Okay." She walked to the door, then paused. Without turning around, she said, "You were supposed to be different, supposed to know your place." "My place," I said quietly, "was never supposed to be beneath your fist." She left. The door closed. I sat in the silence, my hands still shaking, and I cried. Not from pain, not from fear, from relief. For the first time in 2 years, I felt like I could breathe. Ada Zay didn't come home that night, or the next, or the one after that. On the 4th day, I got a call from a lawyer. Not Chief Okoli's usual attack dogs, but a calm, professional woman named Barrister Nkem. "Mr. Okafor, I've been retained to handle your divorce proceedings. My client, Mrs. Ada Zay Okoli, is willing to agree to a quiet, amicable separation. No drama, no publicity. You'll both go your separate ways." "What about her family?" I asked, waiting for the threat. "Chief Okoli has been made aware of certain circumstances. He's agreed that a quiet resolution is in everyone's best interest." Translation: they'd seen the footage. or A to Z told them enough that they knew pursuing this would expose her. The divorce took 3 months. I got nothing, no alimony, no property, nothing. I didn't want anything except my freedom. I went back to my old accounting firm. My salary dropped back to normal. I moved into a modest apartment in Cerule. And you know what? I was happy. My friends asked what happened. I'd say we just weren't compatible. They'd nod sympathetically,
assuming I couldn't handle her family's wealth and status. My mother called, disappointed. "You had a good life, Chidi. Why did you let her go?" I almost told her everything. Almost. But what would that accomplish? "It's better this way, Mama," was all I said. 6 months after the divorce, I ran into Chidinma, Adaeze's younger sister, at a restaurant. She approached my table, nervous. "Chidi, can we talk?" I nodded, and she sat down. "I know," she said quietly, "about what happened, about what she did to you." I didn't say anything. She told me everything after the divorce. She was ashamed. I don't think she understood what she was doing until you showed her those videos, until she saw herself. "Chidinma, I don't want—" "Please, let me finish." She took a breath. "I just wanted to say I'm sorry. We all saw signs, the way she talked to you, the way she controlled everything. But we thought that's just how she was, strong, confident. We didn't know it had turned into that." "It's not your fault," I said. "I know, but I also know this happens more than people admit. Men being abused, and nobody talks about it because we don't believe it, because we think men can't be victims." She looked me in the eyes. "Thank you for standing up for yourself, even when it was hard, even when you had every reason not to." After she left, I sat there thinking about her words. She was right. Domestic abuse isn't just men hitting women. It's anyone using power, physical, financial, social, to control and hurt their partner. Adaeze used her size, her family's wealth, and society's assumptions to abuse me for 2 years, and I almost let her destroy me because I was too ashamed to admit what was happening. I heard through mutual friends that Adaeze went to therapy after the divorce. Real therapy. She apparently broke down in front of her father, confessed everything, talked about her own trauma she'd never addressed. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if people really change, but I hope she got help. Not for my sake, I've moved on, but for whoever she might be with next. As for me, I'm okay. Better than okay. I met someone new, Amara. She's kind, gentle, treats me like an equal. We're taking things slow. I told her about Adaeze on our 5th date. Everything. I expected her to run. Instead, she took my hand and said, "Thank you for trusting me with that." I still have the footage, backed up in 3 places, not because I plan to use it, but because it reminds me that I'm not crazy, that what happened was real, that I survived. And sometimes, late at night, I think about that moment when Adaeze slapped me for the last time, the moment I chose to defend myself despite the consequences. I don't regret it, not for a second, because I learned something important that night. Power isn't about who's bigger, who's richer, or who's louder. Real power is knowing when to say no, even when you're afraid, even when the odds are against you, even when society tells you that you should just take it because that's what men do. Real power is knowing your worth and refusing to let anyone, not even someone you love, make you forget it. Thank you for watching this story. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic abuse, male or female, please know that it's not your fault and there is help available. Abuse is about power and control, not gender. If this story resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share. These stories need to be told. The silence needs to be broken. Drop a comment letting me know what you think and where you're watching from. Your engagement helps these important stories reach people who need to hear them. Stay strong, stay safe, and remember, no one deserves to be abused. No one.